Jesus was killed because he spoke the truth. And after he was killed, the truth only got louder after he was crucified, died, and then rose from the grave. And people have testified to that for thousands and thousands of years. There's also a reason that Jesus spoke in parables to the wide audience, because the masses just didn't understand. They didn't get it, the truth. And now we see that today with an attempt to stifle the truth. We see this with censorship. We see this with Orwellian terms of service. We see this from the same people that tell us they're open to diversity of opinion, while at the same time executing those on a public platform that share a diversity of an opinion. It's really not an opinion, it's just the truth. If it wasn't the truth, they wouldn't need to stop it. And what those that persecuted Jesus didn't get at the time, it only made his message louder. It only made him stronger. And ultimately, it's changed the entire course of history. And all we have to do to understand what comes next in the present day is to open a book. Which is why I'm going to do that today, and I'm going to read you a parable from Matthew 13. Parable of the soils of the sower. On the same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the sea, and great multitudes were gathered together to him, so that he got into a boat and sat. And the whole multitude stood on the shore. Then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up, because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched. Because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among the thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop. Some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. The disciples came and said to him, Why do you speak to them in parables? He answered and said to them, Because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, the truth. But to them it has not been given. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. And in them the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled, which says, Hearing you will hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you will see, and not perceive. For the hearts of this people have grown dull. Their ears are hard of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. Lest they should see with their own eyes, and hear with their own ears, lest should they understand with their hearts, and turn so that I should heal them. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For assuredly I say to you that many prophets and righteous men desired to see what you see, and did not see it, and to hear what you hear, and did not hear it. Therefore hear the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is he who receives seed by the wayside. But he who received the seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Now, he who received seed among the thorns is he who hears the word. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. But he who receives seed on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. The truth is the good ground. You tuning in are the good ground. It's you watching this video today that understand what the truth is. Over a period of 10 years, I have warned. It has been the premise of this platform that your freedom is an illusion. Free speech is an illusion. You're free to speak as long as it agrees with those in power, with those in control. And we've seen many throughout history persecuted, killed, martyred. Jesus, Martin Luther King Jr., JFK, Andrew Breitbart, Michael Hastings, and now others. They're coming for you next. And that's what people keep asking me, Christopher, what is next? I've been waiting for you to speak. The writing is on the wall, folks. It's on the wall. This is what we warned was coming. And it took 10 years. So you see, if the message grows loud enough, big enough, we get the truth out to too many people, we ruffle the feathers of the establishment. They will attempt to shut you down. They will crucify you. They will preach diversity of opinion, preach that free speech is accepted, but then shut it down if it's not what they want to hear. Many still don't understand. Many are cheering their own oppression. They cheer as they're led to the concentration camps. All you need to know about what comes next is in this book. Is in the books of history, not on Wikipedia. Open a real book and it'll tell you what's coming next. There's so much focus on what has happened today, yesterday, this culmination of events, termination, execution. But what people aren't focused on, and it's what you should be, is what comes next. What is it going to look like in another 12 months? 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? How do you think that will look? All you have to do is open a book and it'll tell you what happens next. And it ain't a pretty picture. We've seen this time and time again throughout history, whether or not it was slavery here in our own country, whether or not it was the extermination of Native Americans by the white man, whether or not it was the rounding up of innocent Japanese Americans during World War II where they were sent to concentration camps here in America not too long ago, whether or not it was the Jews in Nazi Germany. Yet for some reason, they whitewash the truth. They whitewash history. Why? Because the truth is the truth. And it's dangerous to them. Darkness has taken over this land. Darkness resides in America, the supposed land of the free, where you're not free. You can't say, how dare you say what you think? How dare you have an opinion that differs from them? This is a lesson in history today. And all you have to do is, again, is just open up a book. You'll see what happens next. Those that didn't speak up, those that didn't recognize the truth for what it was, they eventually came for you. And they will. This is a total shutdown of the First Amendment here in the United States of America, which has always, by the way, been an illusion. It's what our forefathers fought and died for to preserve, but it has since been taken over. Radicals hold the key today, and they will shut you up. This is a war against your belief system. This is a war against your values. This is a war against Christians. It is a war against conservatives. It is a war against those people, you tuning in, that know the truth. Again, Jesus Christ was sacrificed. He was killed. He was executed because they did not like what he had to say. Yet his message grew stronger, louder, and it changed the course of history. Today, you have that opportunity to rise, to seek guidance in the truth and the light. It will overcome this darkness. We will win.